So I am here today with my spring edit. I have a couple of base products, bronzers, cheek products, and then lips. So I'm pretty much covering it all. I'm not doing nails. I haven't really been into nails all too much, which is sad because a lot of nice nail products have released and I haven't tried any, but my nails have been crap and I just keep cutting them and they're just tiny little stubs. So yeah, anyway, so this is kind of like an overview of what I've been testing out and chatty because I'm gonna talk, of course, but let's get started because I have a lot to go over, and then I have my hair up in this freaking ponytail to just get it out of the way. I've already went ahead and primed my face, or moisturized I should say, with the Kate Somerville Goat Cream. Use that. Used a little bit of the Jo Malone Vitamin E Lip Balm because my lips have been dry too. I used some of my Bobbi Brown eye cream, so hence the shininess going on. Okay, so bases, I have 3 of them, 2 of which I've done a review and I will pop that down below. I will start off with the Burberry Fresh Glow BB Cream. Absolutely love this stuff. Like, it is, oops, it is fresh skin. It's exactly what it says on the packaging, Fresh Glow. This is the best BB cream I have tried, hands down, and I know it looks like a little bit, but it is 1 fluid ounce, so I like the packaging. It's plastic, it's easy to just chuck in a bag. It has a pump, which is pretty awesome, and like all standard Burberry products, it smells that their standard smell, but I did say that it does dissipate, so you don't have to worry about smelling it all day if you are sensitive. It does contain lavender extract in it, so if you're not a lavender person, it might not be for you. It does have an SPF of 20, but I love this, and I'm in the shade 3 Dark. Now, when I first pumped it on the back of my hand, it did look dark, but once I blended it into the skin, it matched. I think if I would have went with medium, it would have been way too light. And if it is too dark, I have different foundations that I can just mix in with it and it'll alter the color. But I didn't find that I needed to with this. So I have that one for the first one. Whew. I have like, I don't know, something stuck in my throat. Anyway, the next foundation I have, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder, Light Wonder Youth Boosting Perfect Foundation, and this is in medium 6. Now this, when I purchased this online and I looked at swatches because I don't have a Charlotte Tilbury counter near me anyway, but I looked around and I thought that 7 would be way too pink, 8 would be a little too dark, and 6 I was kind of on the fence about because I saw people with lighter skin tones than I'm an olive, you know, medium skin tone, and I thought that this was way too light. And when I put it on the back of my hand, I even looked at it and I was like, ooh, I don't think this is gonna work. But once I started to shift around on my face, it went on. It might be a tiny bit light, but not even, because when I throw bronzer on and when I set it with powder, it just looks perfectly fine. Like, it matched my skin tone, so I was super happy about it. I did use a beauty blender with this. I find that a beauty blender just applies it on really nice. And then the next base product I have is the Kate Somerville Illumicate CC Cream. Now, I love Kate's skincare range. I use it all the time. My cleanser, my moisturizer, my nighttime moisturizer, and I have an eye cream. And the Exfoliate are really, really good. But when I saw that she was doing, you know, base products like this, I thought it was pretty interesting to see. And I love this stuff. Again, it makes me think of the Revlon CC cream that I tried maybe like a year or 2 back, and I raved about that. That has a similar finish, and I like that this has SPF 50. So on those days where I want to even out my skin tone, but I don't want to put too much on. I know you're not supposed to just rely on the SPF in your foundation, but the fact that it has 50, it's very high SPF, and it just looks really, really natural, beautiful on the skin. And I also like that it has an expiration date here at the top. So once it's bad, it's bad. And things with SPF in it tend to expire sooner rather than later. So I am in the shade 04 medium. It's a teeny bit dark, which is okay because I tan over the summer, or I get a little bit of color. So love this stuff. But today I think I'm going to use the Burberry Fresh Glow BB cream and just show you guys what it looks like when I apply it. So put 2 pumps on the back of my hand and just gonna dot it onto my face. And I like to start in the center and then just blend outwards. I don't find that I need coverage on the, I call it the outskirts of my face. But yeah, so I have a huge mirror here just to help me out, but I like to use this with my fingers, mainly with my fingers, not a beauty blender, but just because I'm grabbing products and stuff, I don't want to get the cream all over everything, so I'll just stick with the beauty blender. For concealers, again, another Kate Somerville's. They did kind of like a matching set sort of thing, and this is the Illumicate Concealing Eye Cream, and this is in 03 Dark. Now this is one of those clicky pens, and I do believe that it has skincare properties in it to help combat, you know, dark circles. So I have been trying this, and I really, really like how blendable it is and the fact that it does help brighten. I have another concealing illuminating pen, the YSL 2 Chiclat. Everybody knows about this stuff, and this is in 03. It's more of like a peachy based highlighting pen, so it does, I get real dark, especially like in the inner corners of my eyes here, and I do have some veins, so I like to use this just to brighten. I might have to go ahead and say that I do like this more than the NARS. I like the NARS one still, and I still use it, but I find that that one dries out very quickly, where this is just super creamy. It's not as opaque as the NARS one, but it's damn near close, and it's creamy. It doesn't settle into the lines like the NARS one does every now and again. If I don't I find that if I don't moisturize underneath my eyes and I go and put the NARS one on, it will crease a bit, whereas this won't at all, and I really, really like this. So what I'm gonna do is use a little bit of the NARS one, or not the NARS one, Jesus, I can't speak, the Urban Decay one. And this I'm gonna put around my nose, and you gotta be careful because you can apply a crap load of it if you're not careful. I love the applicator, it's really cool. And I know it seems like a lot, but it's really sheer and lightweight, but I do have some hyperpigmentation going on here. Damn spots. Now, the BB cream, I quickly wanted to go back to that and say, if you're looking for something for like a really full coverage, it's not for you. But around this time of the year, I reach for more things like that. Very lightweight, very airy and light. I just like my skin to look like skin. I don't know how people can wear pounds and pounds of foundation. It's just like, I feel like I can scrape it off with my finger, and that's just not the look that I like. But, you know, to each his own. I can only speak for myself. Okay, Okay, so I went ahead and filled my brows in with the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and this is in dark brown. I really can't speak today. I bought a new one, and then I set my face with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in medium 2, if you were wondering. But next I have bronzers, and I love bronzers, especially during this time. I really like how versatile some bronzers nowadays are. They can be used as contour. They're not warm, they're not too cool. There's not a lot. I think if you look in the right place, you can find something that's very suitable for your skin tone, that is kind of like that in between, that happy medium. I have one from the drugstore, which I always come back to, and it's a cream one. And this is from Sonia Kashuk. And this is her cream, or undetectable cream bronzer in Rich Bronze. And I believe this is the darkest of the 2 shades. There are 2 different shades, and I'm not sure if they're even out anymore, if this was just like a limited edition thing. But I got mine at Target, and I did hit pan on it. But this, in the summertime, again, if you want that very glowy, dewy, natural looking, bronzed goddess look, this is a really, really good cream one. And you don't really find too many cream bronzers at the drugstore that even remotely like that work and that aren't too orange. But this one's a perfect, you know, shade. Then I have a new release, and this is the Ambient Lighting Bronzer from Hourglass, which is gorgeous. And this is in the shade Radiant Bronze Light. And this is the darker of the 2. There are 2 different bronzers. Now this one I wouldn't contour with, just because it is a little bit more orange toned, or a little bit warmer. You can get away with a slight contour, maybe put it in between or bring it up on the cheeks and use it as a blush / contour type thing. But to just contour with it, no. And then there are some shimmer particles to it, and it's not chunky glitter. It's very shimmery, very glowy. So I think as a bronzer, this should just stick to the bronzing, you know, people. You shouldn't contour with it at all. It's very beautiful to just bring it here across the face where the sun would naturally hit, across the high points of, you know, your forehead, even on the cheeks as a blush, to just, again, that golden goddess bronzy look. It's perfect. And I did do a review on this as well, so if you want to read more about it, I will link it down below. And then last, I have this massive bronzer from Tom Ford. Now, Tom Ford released their new, their summer collection, which I did review, and I will also link that below. A lot of linking below, but it's beautiful. This is their bronzing powder in Terra, and they also have one in, I think it's called Gold Dust. I could be wrong, but they have these massive compacts, and now they are doing them in smaller sizes. So I think it's slightly larger than this, or maybe it's this exact size, but this isn't the bronzer. This is something else. But they are permanent now, I think a part of the permanent range. So you could try a smaller one if you don't want to get the massive big one. I just think that the massive big one, first of all, it has a nice big mirror. I won't blind you. So it's great for just, it's nice and sleek and thin, so you can take it with you, and this could just be your mirror to do everything. It's what I've been applying my makeup with. But the shade inside is just it's so nice. It makes me think of my favorite Jouer bronzer, and it has no shimmer in it whatsoever. But I said in my review that it doesn't translate matte onto the skin, like it doesn't look flat. So I can dip my brush in it, and I'm not gonna get like a very pigment or slap, or like, it just blends like a dream. It's very natural, which is what I like. It's my preference of how I wear my makeup. but totally worth investing, especially in the smaller one if you don't want to fork up for the big one. And this you can do like a big paddle brush. Like, look, it fits in the pan, so you can get your neck area, you can get your collarbone if you wanted to bronze that up, your chest. Like I said, it's very undetectable. There's fine shimmer in it, like if I look at it closely, but you really can't see it at all, period. It's more of a kind of like a matte shade, but I'm gonna go ahead and use this one today. I'm gonna take the NARS Yachio brush and I'm just gonna swirl it into the pan and lightly contour and just bring it up a little bit higher onto the cheekbone area. So just gonna get the high points of my forehead. Oh boy. Moving on to cheeks. I have, let's see, again from the Tom Ford summer collection. This is their cream cheek color in Pink Sand. Now, I described this as NARS Orgasm, but in cream form. It is so beautiful, and it's such a nice cream blush. I said if you were gonna get something from the collection, definitely give this a shot. It can be built up to a higher pigment. I don't wear my blushes super bright, but you can if you wanted to. If you are looking for something like boom on your face, this isn't going to do that. Now, it does contain some golden particles, which kind of threw me off, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like that. But once you know, work the product in, just has this pretty iridescent sheen to it. And it's only when the light hits it is when you get that beam of, not shimmer, but a sheen to it. The Jouer Tints, the best cream blushes I've tried yet. This is in the shade Petal. They do a whole gang load of different colors, but this is the first cream product. I can use it both on the cheeks and on the lips, and it's not drying. It's just, oh, it's a really good formula. Like, if anyone ever asks, you know, what cream blushes are best, I always recommend the Jouer Tints, just because they're so, they're very versatile, and at the same time, they don't, how do I say it? They don't cling onto the foundation. They don't settle, they don't move. It just looks like a natural, again, radiant flush of color. And then I have a powder blush, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury, the Cheek to Chic Swish and Pop blusher, and this is in the shade First Love. Now, it has this ring of shimmer, or almost acts like a highlight, and then in the middle is the color, and this is the one that I'm going to use today. And I'm actually going to take it on a blush brush, and I just swirl the whole thing and brush it on, and it's just so light, and there's something about that strip of shimmer. It gives dimension to the cheek, so I think that's what doesn't allow that whole flat looking slap on the face, you know. It's a very pretty pinky neutral shade. Okay, so moving on to the eye category, I have a couple of more cream-based products. I absolutely love them though. Now's the time to mess with creamy stuff, even though that doesn't sound right, but whatever. I have one from e.l.f. and it is their Smudge Pot in Cruisin' Chic. I did wear this in one of my videos and I did speak briefly about it. I think it was my haul video, but holy cow, $3 for this small creamy pot of like goodness. I described it as like Max Patina All That Glitters in like cream form, but now it's like a mixture of patina, I'd say pale barley. It's just a pretty golden-y taupey shade. Also, the By Terry Ombre Black Star update. Holy cow, how amazing is this? The shimmer, I think that's why everyone raves about these. It's, you know, the iridescent factor to it. I do have other stick cream shadows and they're all beautiful, but this is different. I'm very, very happy with it, and I do want to try out Misty Rock. And then I have the new Tom Ford. They're the cream and shadow duos. Now this is in Naked Bronze and Golden Peach. Now at the top of the compartment, oh, if I can open it, these did release with the summer collection, so I will again link in the description box. Here is the pressed pigment, and it is almost like a pressed glittery pigment, and I'm not a glitter person, but if I do want some shimmer, I've tried nothing like it. I know the Jouer pressed cream shadows, those are they're very comparable to these, but that one's more of a cream product, where this is, it's still creamy in texture, but it almost dries instantly once you pat it on, and they're really, really pretty. Like very, very, very pretty glitter. It's like grown-up glitter. Here is the peachy shade on the Golden Peach, and there's like a goldeny, you know, yellowy shade, which these I would pop on the center of the lid or in the inner corner over top of the cream product that's inside. Again, beautiful, creamy, super, super pigmented. Like, you only need a little bit. But I'm gonna take the By Terry pen, and I'm going to grab a MAC 217 to blend it out. But I'm gonna start working on just one eye, because again, they do set quickly, or at least this one, I find that this one does. So run it along the lash line. It doesn't matter. And then take my brush and blend it out into the crease, so you get that nice gradient effect. Okay, so I did curl my lashes and applied my Full and Soft mascara. I'm going to move on to the last category, which is lips. Now, again, sticking to the Tom Ford, we have their lip shears, and they are in the white packaging. They did come out with 4 shades. 2 of them are re-promotes. I don't know if you remember Sweet Spot and Paradiso, which is this pretty kind of like a pop pink, but they're hence the lip sheer name. They don't come out this super bright. They're very creamy, very hydrating lipsticks. I do here's Sweet Spot, which is a pretty corally color, and then one of the newer shades is called Skinny Dip. Now this one is again a coral peachy shade, but it does have a frost finish. Charlotte Tilbury did release her Matte Revolution lipsticks here in the States. I think they're only available for like a month, I saw on the website, which kind of freaked me out because I only picked one up, and there is one other lip shade that I'm eyeing, but I did pick up the shade Very Victoria, which is, you know me, the brownie nude, and it's more of a nude. I know it looks very brown on the camera, but in person and once applied to the lips, depending on which lip liner you use, it can go a very pinky brown or a very, you know, natural looking lip shade, which I love. And then if you wanted something very, very opaque, not that this isn't, but this is a matte formula. The Marc Jacobs lipsticks, these are very pretty. And this is in Cora, and this is like a reddy corally shade, and it's very super bright, very spring, very summery, and they don't budge or move around. They're very, very pigmented. I did do a post with a couple of swatches of a bunch of different reds, so if you are interested in picking, you know, the right suitable red for your skin tone. I will link this below, but I think this is really flattering for a lot of people. Look at all my hair sticking up. I'm so sorry, but I have it in, I have my hair in a ponytail, so it's like all over the place. But anyway, Cora Cora, very, very pretty pinky shade. I am going to go ahead and use the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick today. And I'm going to use MAC Strip Down Liner. I just like using this with everything. So if I can open the mirror, go ahead and grab the lip liner first. Then I'm going to take the lipstick and just run it over top. I don't feel as in spring has to do with brights and bolds, although it's a very big part of it. But I think it more so has to do with textures and what you feel comfortable wearing and how you adapt it to your own personal makeup style. So I love a cream blush. I like a good cream eyeshadow and a dewy base for the springtime, but maybe not so much a bold lip every now and again. Yeah, but whatever. I think there's something here for everyone, and I hope it was helpful and it helps you decide whether you were debating to pick something up, or maybe now that you've seen it, you want to try something new. This is just what I normally reach for, this type of look. And I like playing around with different textures of products. So again, I will see you guys next week. Bye.